go upstairs now and join our commentators, Brian Murgatroyd and Vernon Phelan.
Lungi Ngidi.
They've won a toss. Isabel Joyce, some changes to the Ireland side.
Absolutely.
He's injured. De Zorzi has not recovered from his knee injury, so Hendricks has to fly.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the... We'll be looking to change that. And Andrew Balbirnie. That's fantastically timed. Square of the wicket by Paul Stirling. What a start from him. First ball, bang for 4. End of the over. Ireland 5 without loss. Edged. The second slip has come out. And they might be wondering about the wisdom of that, South Africa. Yes, you can see Lungi Ngidi's reaction there.
Yeah, he's not impressed, Lungi Ngidi. Very often, when you get driven through the covers, captains these days.
Was there a little feather on that? It sounded like a bat.
I've heard the noise.
Yeah, there's definitely a noise in our ears. There's a bit of consultation between the captain and the bowler. I think they're going to send us upstairs.
6. It's not often you see Paul Stirling playing a hook shot, but he's played it there and got it right off the middle of the bat. Cracking hit.
Just a touch too short.
That's a nice shot. That'll get Andrew Balbirnie going. Very full in length from Ngidi and very nicely timed by the former captain.
There's movement down the wicket, and that is fantastic. 6 to end the over, 36 without loss.
Stirling has looked very good. Balance has been spot on all day, Isabel Joyce.
Well, not often you see the last over be so quiet and then come outside the power play. A beautiful stroke through the leg side from Paul Stirling. You look at 6 runs, well, that'll help him get going. Andy Balbirnie gets inside the line. He's very good at that type of hook shot. Gets inside the line, gets the head inside and follows it around with the...
They're looking for any visual clue. It's a little simmer inside the line and well picked up. He's going to pick up another boundary.
Yeah, complete faith in the fact that it's not going to turn, and with the angle that Fontaine is able to be used by the South Africans. Oh, that's a bonus delivery. That is not the best from Fontaine, and that creates a really good over for Ireland. Takes the score to 90 after 19.
It's a good partnership being played. Now, hooked away. Finds the man in the deep. It's a good catch. It's a super grab. It was banged in. Balbirnie loves the keeper in the deep.
Really good catch. Balbirnie out for 45. It's 101 for 1. Take their first wicket almost inevitably. Lazard Williams takes it, and Curtis Kitty and 17 in this series so far, so he's got 2 starts but hasn't gone on with it. What can he do today? Stirling's favourite area, a full toss, and he doesn't waste that.
Well, that's a rarity in this series. Lazard Williams has bowled so well.
It's just smacked away over mid-wicket for 4 by Stirling. He's been mightily impressive throughout the innings.
Well, there's one way to make sure you don't get run out by someone who's maybe their counterparts.
Fine and 4. Just too much width.
Just as I say, he's been disciplined with full as...
Reaction told the story. That's not what he was trying to do. Little misfield. Should bring a couple. So let's get back to that Women's World Cup that's just down the road at the moment.
Another one. It was their first appearance in the World Cup final, and that's a misfield. Just, well, you would just wonder if that extra heat from the sun, the previous 25 overs, starting to take its toll on South Africa.
He's now gone for 5 off 3.
Well, that's better. When you're batting against someone who hasn't bowled that much and really isn't seen as a bowler, Don't move your feet early on because they don't know where it's going. How are you going to know where it's going?
From the front.
That's not the greatest delivery, but it is well put away. That is brilliant from Sterling. It was a long hop, it was dragged down, but he had to pick the gap, rolled the wrists, placed it perfectly. 149 for 1. Tries to drag it and does. Just gets the contact. Oh, but Peter was a little bit slow in moving into his left to try and execute that catch, but I think it was still comfortably hit and had enough power to beat him even if he had picked it up early. Gets down, tries to paddle, and all he can do is paddle onto his stumps. So South Africa, they've got their breakthrough.
Yeah, and a much needed wicket for South Africa, because this game was certainly going the way of Ireland, but trying to improvise, got himself into a bit of a tangle. Kempfer, he goes for 34. Ireland now 150.
That's well played by Tector. He's controlled that brilliantly, placed it superbly, and that's a boundary to end the over. So 6 runs and a wicket from it, 165 for 2.
Sterling's got that off the bottom of the bat, but he's got enough of it to clear. Sterling at his best, giving himself just that little bit of room, staying leg side and bunting the ball over mid-off. It was nothing more than a punch really, and it's gone all the way for 6.
Fantastic.
Goodness me, he's hit that hard. Again, giving himself a little bit of room. Sterling carving it through backward point.
If he can get another 100 to his name. No, he can't.
A wry look on the face of Paul Sterling, because he's been done in a way that he's been done so many times on this tour. The ball just jagging back, finding the gap between bat and pad, and the captain's on his way
To get to this point, but he goes for a well-made 88 from 92, and Ireland.
Sure what that's hit. Langton Raziri says leg by. Yes, I thought it did make a helmety sort of sound. Well, 4 runs for Ireland, and they'll take it whichever way they come. Nicely timed by Tucker. And tumbling after that was Jason Smith. Was he in touch with the Toblerones?
Flayed away. Excellent from Tector. I mentioned the field had changed. Third came inside the ring to put the sweeper deep square leg. That was
Up over extra cover and away for 4.
something sounded off.
Well. Yeah, he's found the gap here. Tucker finds the gap beautifully. There's a boundary. There's the boundary you're after.
Amazing what the mindset can do. Lorcan Tucker's mindset since walking out of bat is to score runs. It might sound an obvious statement for any batter, but he's
Nicely placed again. Beautiful stroke by Tector.
50 partnership up 2. That's very good. He waits on this ball.
This going to fall safely? No, that's a lovely catch. Rickleton showed good speed in getting to that ball, and South Africa have made the breakthrough.
Really good. Good Tucker's gone for a bright and breezy 26. 2.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, it's a good shot. It's a
Off. Instead, he picks him out. Simple catch in the deep, and Dockrell has to depart.
Good catch, Reza Hendricks. Myself and Dockrell shakes his head, finds deep point for 6. 2, 4, 3 for 5.
Low delivery, has he got enough? Yes, he has. Reza Hendricks gives up the hope of taking the catch, and that's wonderfully struck. Takes him to 49.
Yeah, this is a much better option from Tech.
There we go. There's the paddle, and there's the result, Fern. It hasn't worked out for the third time tonight. Mark Adair has to be on his way with a broken stump.
Yeah, brilliant again from Lazard Williams. He's given his game away too early. He's moved too early and he's moved way too far across his stumps. In the end, not affording himself any opportunity to lay bat on ball. That is a pretty sight for a fast bowler. There he goes for 8.
That could be close, could be close. Finger goes up. Yes, it does. Safian Hen comes to the crease on debut, and he might be on his way. Decides to review it. Let's go upstairs and have a look. Has it clipped that leg stump?
There we go. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets as umpire's call. Go back on field to Rowley. Stay with your original decision about Rowley. You're on screen now.
A faint tip's as good as a solid hit, Vern, when you've got the umpire's call in your favour. And Lazard Williams had actually turned around and gone back to his mark. He thought it was missed boundary to end the over. He swings, but he doesn't make contact, and there's another wicket for Lazard Williams. 4 for 56 for him in his 10. A brilliant Yorker.
Yeah, he's tried this on his hat-trick ball, did Lazard Williams. But on this occasion, a 4 for 56. Hume goes for 1, Ireland 279 for 8.
No delivery, doesn't get hold of it, does Tector. We want him to come back for the second. He's going to risk being run out, but he wants to get back on strike. And I think he's going to be short. That was a really good throw by Verena. It was the
Okay, you can hold it there.
ground. Decision pending. Out is on the board, and it was all about risking to the arm of Verena and hoping that the throw wouldn't be accurate. It was right over the top. Quite bowled nasty at the back end. But all in all, I think South Africa, having been pushed under the heat and the new experience.
This man got flown all the way back from South Africa in place of Themba Bavuma, injured South African captain. I want to make sure that they get a good start at the top of the order because they need one.
Edged, and the catch is taken. Paul Stirling at first slip. So Adair gets reward in his very first over. He'd been testing Rickleton outside the off stump, and Rickleton nibbles at 1.
Yeah, Rickleton would have seen this one coming back at him. He's bowled a couple that went across Rickleton, but on this occasion, a thick outside edge. And an excellent catch by Paul Stirling behind the stumps. Yeah, that's the danger of the new ball. It's done the trick for Ireland. South Africa lose their first, 4 for 1. There's as many deliveries as possible. Oh, I tell you what, has he caught it? That's an excellent catch. Wow, they've asked him to get it a touch straighter and success immediately.
Well, he's saying he got his fingers under that, Andrew Balbirnie. Richard Illingworth decides that carried, and Reza Hendricks, well, it's been a long way back from South Africa, or just 1 run. Out he goes, and South Africa are 8 for 2.
Two wickets down. Oh, that's nearly a third. Is there? Oh, it is! I thought there was a little edge involved there, and that's why there was a bit of a stifled appeal, but not the case. Van der Dussen, yeah, he's not going to take it. He's sending it upstairs.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. Original on-field decision is out. Check the feet placement and it's a fair delivery. Can I have a look at front on, please? pitching outside off, impacting line, wickets, hitting. Okay, we go back to Rowley on field to stay with this original decision of out. Rowley, you're on field now, please signal.
Yeah, it did look good. I just thought maybe I'd heard an extra noise, but definitely far away from the inside edge. And Rashidas Fanudusen has to be on the way for 3. South Africa 10 for 3. Oh dear. They've been so good. And that was uncalled for. Was that Craig Young?
There's times in a game where you think that this type of fielding can lead to a momentum shift, but at 14 for 3, I'm not going to call that a momentum shift just yet. Nice shot from Verreynne.
Edge, and that one goes past third slip, and that'll be another bonus boundary. So 2 boundaries from 2 deliveries.
Yeah, so Smith's got naught, then Petlaquire is not a recognised out-and-out batter, and then you've got the bowlers really. So this has to be a big partnership. That's what Hume's asking Verreynne to do. Drive at me. I've got 3 slips. I actually don't mind that. Graham Hume will be walking back to his mark thinking that's a small little win for me if you're prepared to play that stroke.
That was interesting. It's well played. Holding the length, but that is well executed by Verreynne. Got into a good strong position and just didn't look to overhit it, just caressed it.
He's had a couple of goes at this stroke, Carl Verreynne. Does get himself into a better position. That left leg gets across a little bit further. Yeah. Nice transfer of weight.
Predictable. So he also developed the wobble seam so that you couldn't work it out. And there's nothing wobbly about that shot. Nasty punch down the ground, and Stubbs will be running hard to get back for 3. Oh, South Africa just starting to find their feet. And is the effect of the new balls. And him being dampened just a touch. 32 for 3.
It's a thick inside edge. It is a shorter side, and it will go away for a boundary.
Counter punching here from Stubbs and Verreynne. Verreynne in particular taking the game on. Doesn't seem that clear about whether it's swinging in or going away. It's the in-swinger. Just about manages to get enough on this. Send it to the boundary. Not that convincing, but 4 nonetheless.
Nowhere near the middle. Bat turning. Not far away, Ireland. They're not far. Now then, got a golden duck with the bat, and he's been pumped for 4 first ball.
Well, it's a tough school. On hand, a little bit too short. Fielder up and mid-on. Carl Verreynne didn't get much of it. Again, has a quick look at the bat. Not the bat's fault, but is a little bit late on the shot, truth be told, but picks up a couple.
Place. Now then, that's in front of off stump. Yes, it is. Shuffling across, got himself into a really horrible tangle. Did Carl Verreynne? It thudded into his pad. Umpire said yes. Will he send it upstairs?
3 seconds.
No. Accepts his hit in front. Brilliant from Craig Young, and also well done Mark Adair for some good advice.
Well, he bowled a few wides early in the over, did Craig Young, but got it right towards the back end. Heavy ball. Just outside off stump. Carl Verreynne is having a big long think about whether he should review it, but he's decided against it. You can see why. Craig Young didn't even turn around to appeal. The only thing that could have saved him is being hit outside the line, but I reckon that's stone dead in front. So Craig Young, celebrations, the plan has come off. 4th down. Carl Verreynne goes for 30.
I think Ben McGraw wouldn't have been far off. That's nicely played. There's the one he's been waiting for. A little bit of width and just banged in short enough to be able to judge the movement off the surface, and he gets into a strong position.
Yeah, it's an excellent shot from Tristan Stubbs. Like you rightfully alluded to, gets himself tall on top of the bounce. He's always in control of that shot. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Oh, that's a shot.
long half volley, but it gets Smith off the mark with a boundary. His first boundary in international cricket. Far too full, far too wide from Curtis Camphor. Helps himself. He was under pressure. That's just eased it ever so slightly for Smith.
Out. Young strikes, and it's the big fish. Tristan Stubbs goes.
Well, Craig Young generally tracks the ball back into the stumps in the middle overs of an ODI, but just have a look at this. Goes away from the right-hander. Stubbs follows, he gets a healthy edge. It's a massive wicket. Century a couple of nights ago, not tonight. Craig Young, as he often does, picks up wickets. Stubbs has to go. Disconsolate. Gone for 20. 79 for 5. Volley, and that's pumped through extra cover. Not sure if Yunhan's going to track that one in. No. Nice cover drive from Smith.
Real opportunity here for Smith. It'll be 4. That's what it'll say in the scorecard anyway, but perhaps it won't reflect a little bit of fortune that Petlicoelho had there. It's nicely timed. Long chase for Humphreys, and I'm not sure he's going to pull it back. No, he isn't. Consecutive boundaries for Petlicoelho. First had a fair amount of fortune. The second was very classy.
Yeah, this is a good stroke.
A lovely shot down the ground.
Really pretty stroke. Gorgeous straight blade.
That's hit hard on the up, and that's a really good shot. There's nothing really wrong with that length. The first few deliveries of the over seemed to be over pitched, but that was a proper length. Nicely dealt with by Petlicoelho.
Yeah, and while Zandile Petlicoelho is out there, South Africa will still have the belief so far with ball in hand.
There's an example of that cover drive, Vern. He's been very good. When it's been over pitched, he's been able to get onto that front foot and angle it towards cover. He's been exceptional. 3 boundaries now in that area.
Yeah, it's certainly an area that he favours Jason Smith. You're going to over pitch.
Just want to kind of knock it down there. Pulls that one away well. And there's another example of the pie possessor. That is a fantastic shot. It's gone all the way, so that's 10 from 3 deliveries, and all of a sudden you get the feeling that he's starting to feel comfortable that you're batting with one of your mates. After the short pitch, will be up in the air, could be taken. Yes, it is. They get their breakthrough. 2 men set back. He falls into the trap. That's Petlicoelho trying to go after it like Smith did early on.
Yeah, this is a surprise. Zandile Petlicoelho had been operating on it back of a length all evening. On this occasion, he's dragged the length back. Zandile Petlicoelho picking out the fielder down at fine leg. Yeah, it's the first wicket for hand this evening. Petlicoelho goes for 23. South Africa now at 126 for 6.
Back into the attack and finds the edge, but that'll probably work its way down to the fence, and does. So a fortunate boundary to get Fontaine underway.
Yeah.
That's the way. Up and over point, that's going to be a boundary. It's a poor ball, short wide, and Smith is just, dare I say it, getting into a bit of a groove here.
Well, he's someone.
That's a lovely shot. Again, it's a half volley. That's his strong spot. Jason Smith doesn't overhit it, gets a good stride. Plenty to be positive about if you're an Ireland cricket fan. That's a lovely half century from Jason Smith. First in the ODI arena, and with that he gives South Africa a chance here in Abu Dhabi. 35 done, 159 for 6.
Gets through the defences, slides one on, crashes into the stumps, the quicker delivery. And that was brilliant delivery. 104, the other one before, 91.
Yeah, I think he set him up nicely. The ball prior to this, bit of turn. Bjorn Fortuin playing back to a Fully's delivery from Humphries. And he picks up his first for the evening. Bjorn Fortuin goes for 11. South Africa now 159 for 7.
Swings hard and does it well over mid-wicket. And that's the way to start an over. That one was more controlled than some of the other shots we've seen from him in the last few overs.
Yeah, the inner ring as well.
There's that shot. Sterling was almost going to ground before the ball got to him, but that is well struck. Change up of pace. But Smith equal to the task.
Yeah, and this is the pressure that he's put on Craig Young.
Edged and he's on his way. The back of the length delivery with a bit of pace by Young has meant that he's found the feather. And South Africa have lost their 7th. Or is it their 8th?
Craig Young just dragging his length back a touch here against Lazard Williams. Williams got comfortable with the ball under his eyes, but this one just got big on him. It's the cross seam, which means it rust. Lazard Williams got onto him a touch quicker. And heads through to the keeper. He's not going to make any mistake. Williams goes for 2. South Africa now 176.
Does, and he gets the inside edge, but it's away to the fence. Bonus boundary for Lungingiri.
Yeah, I tell you what, you want to turn the speedometer on for this bat speed.
The attack. Clobbered. Sounded beautiful off the blade. Onto the grass bank. For a monster. Gone! Brilliant for Ireland. Graham Hume mops it up. Ngidi nicks off to Lorcan Tucker. And Ireland have another historic win here in Abu Dhabi, beating South Africa by 69 runs in the 3rd and final ODI.
Yeah, that's the final nail in the coffin for Ireland, well led by the captain Paul Sterling.